Hi, everybody. So today's Monday. That means it's time for family movie night. And this week, I'm really excited to be talking about one of the films that was suggested to me by one of my patrons. And if you're interested in checking out the Patreon, I would really appreciate get the chance to get early releases, to be part of our watch-alongs, which are once a month, where you get to watch a movie with talent and get to hear about the back stories of what happened behind the scenes and how they ended up completing the film. We've had some really great watch-alongs, including having people like Paul Campbell, Lacey Chabert, and Mary Lou Henner on for our watch-alongs. So you definitely don't want to miss those. And we also have our Facebook group, which is a really fun group where you get a chance to talk about the different films and other shows and different things that are coming out, and we have a great discussion. And so that's where I ended up getting this idea to review All Dogs Go to Heaven. And this was from patron Matthew Klein, who suggested I review this film. This film is from 1990, and it's definitely one I remember watching. It's probably my least favorite of the big four Don Bluth projects from the 80s. Got Secret of Nim, American Tail, The Land Before Time, and then All Dogs Go to Heaven. And those are all good films, excellent films. And Secret of Nim is actually my top 10 favorite anime films of all time. I really love that one. And I've reviewed all four of those films for Family Movie Night. So you definitely want to check out some of those reviews. But now we have All Dogs Go to Heaven, and All Dogs Go to Heaven is a strange movie. I did enjoy it. There's a lot going on, and I'll try not to do too much plot summary in here, but it's definitely a very weird film. And it has a lot of stuff that I don't think you would necessarily see in an animated film today. You have gamblers, casino owners, you have characters that pickpocket and lie, and you have characters going to hell at a certain point. Like, there's a lot going on. You also have a little girl getting abducted and put in peril. And it did remind me a lot of The Rescuers, but I think it's a lot better than The Rescuers, because The Rescuers, I just hate Medusa so much. And I think she's such it's just, to me, that movie is a very mean-spirited movie. And in here, there's always a sort of a spirit of fun about the film that I think makes it better. But I do think Anne Marie is very similar to Penny in The Rescuers. And you can just tell that there was some influence because Don Bluth worked on The Rescuers. And the animation style even is somewhat similar. So if you like The Rescuers, then you probably will really like this. But basically, the story is you have this dog named Charlie who runs this casino with his partner, Carface. Carface decides that he wants to get rid of the partner and take all of the revenues for himself. And so he stages a death of Charlie in a vehicle at the beginning of the film. Well, Charlie gets to heaven, and because all dogs go to heaven, even though Charlie has never done anything good in his life, and so he shouldn't be going to heaven, but because all dogs go to heaven, he is in heaven. But he is so angry and he wants revenge on Carface that he ends up stealing the pocket watch that is his kind of life essence, I guess you'd say, and it sends him back to Earth, and he's basically like an immortal being. And that's when he meets Anne Marie, who is a little girl who it can talk and understand animals. And that's why Carface wants to abduct Anne Marie, because if they're able to figure out what the animals are thinking, then they're able to win more in the races. And so you've got betting, and it's just a lot going on in this movie. And basically, Charlie has to learn to be a better person and to help Anne Marie find a family because she's an orphan. And you do have some songs in here. I don't think any of the songs are really all that memorable, but they're fine. Like, I think they're okay. The music is by Ralph Burns, and the lyrics by Charles Strauss, T.J. Kunster, Joel Hirschhorn, and Al Kasha. So a lot of people working on the lyrics for these songs. I think You Can't Keep a Good Dog Down is probably the most memorable of the songs. You can't keep a good dog down. Wow, 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 wow. You can't keep a good dog down. Wow, 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 wow. They're all fine, but they're nothing like super memorable as far as the songs go. The animation is also fine. It's pretty standard 1990 Don Bluth kind of animation, and there's a certain charm to that 2D animation that I really like, but there's nothing in here that's like the scene in Secret of Nim, when she's holding the amulet and with the power and the light and everything that you get in that scene. There's nothing like that here. Everything is just serviceable as far as the animation goes, I would say. So the voice work, you have Burt Reynolds as Charlie, and he's really fun in this role. There's like a sarcasm and a ne'er-do-well kind of attitude to his performance that I think works for the character and does a good job. You also have Dom DeLuise, who of course was in all the Don Bluth films pretty much, and he is Itchy, the buddy of Charlie, and so he's always great in his roles. Judith Barcy plays Anne Marie. She is also in A Land Before Time. She has a very sad story of what happened to her, so I'll leave that for you to figure out, but she does a good job. Vic Tayback as Carface, who is appropriately kind of sniveling and your sort of mob character. And I don't know, this movie, I think it depends on the child as far as this movie goes. Like if they're going to be too scared about what happens to Anne Marie, if they're going to be too upset about Charlie going to hell at a certain point, things like that. You have to kind of know your kid, but if they're going to kind of have fun because this is different and a little bit weird, they're going to like that, then I think it's fine and they'll enjoy it. It's certainly not a favorite of mine, but like I think it's not going to like hurt anybody or anything to watch this movie. And it has an overall sort of spirit of fun about it that I think will.
Mommy, which one of you is going to win today's race?
All Dogs Go to Heaven, featuring the voices of Vic Tayback.
This is strike 2. You're out.
Charles Nelson Riley.
No, wait, boss, I get one more strike.
Dom DeLuise.
And improving yourself and things like that. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a weird one. Not one of my favorites, but I didn't mind watching it either. So let me know what you think of this one. Do you think that it's maybe underrated, or do you think it's just too much for you? I can understand both responses. So put in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. And make sure you check out the Patreon. If you want to be able to have a movie that I review for Family Movie Night, please take a look at our Patreon and our tiers. I would really, really appreciate it. And also make sure to check out the merch store. We have #AnimationJunkie shirts, and we so appreciate that support over there. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate that so much. And thanks so much to all of you. And I hope you're all doing great. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.